Pistons, man. Just a great weekend of basketball, you guys. Great weekend of sports, just in general, but especially basketball, man. We're going to go ahead and get into it very, very quickly today, you guys. As you can see, I'm the host once again. You know what I'm saying? That's going to change real, real soon, hopefully, but, you know what I'm saying? I'm the host once again. But, it's a lot of different things, that I really, really liked about this weekend. I know everybody probably wants me to start with the draft lottery. I'm really not going to start there today. I think I want to start with the Knicks, man. And the Knicks just coming out there and completing a sweep now. If anybody follows me on Instagram and follows me on TikTok, you would see that I picked the Knicks to win that series. You know what I mean? I thought they were going to win that series. I thought they were the better overall team. I did not think they were going to sweep them in dominating fashion. I'm talking about blowouts. You know what I mean? Like, it looked bad. I'm talking about 20-plus threes, man. Almost breaking a record in the first quarter for the most threes in the playoffs in a quarter. I mean, what we witnessed yesterday, okay, guys, we have to give the Knicks all their flowers. This is not a day to bash the Knicks or anything like that. I know in the media we love to bash the Knicks a lot. Always asking what's next. I think today is the day where we give them their flowers, man. We worry about what's next for the Knicks when they figure out who they got to play. Because since they swept, they don't even know who they're about to play yet. It could be the Cavs or the Pistons. That series is 2-1 right now. They have no clue who they're going to play next. But just from start to finish, just one of those games that was just a hard watch. Like, if you really, really love basketball, you're not, like, those are not games you want to see. You know what I mean? Like, that's complete dominance. But you got to give the Knicks their credit, man. They really showed, like, we're just way better than Philly. And I remember before the series, everybody was talking about who's going to guard Maxey, who's going to guard Edgecombe, right? All these different things. But what the series ended up coming down to was who's going to guard Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? Who's going to guard Mikal Bridges? A guy that was traded for 5 first-round picks, and I always get on him about it too, but you got to give him his flowers. You got to give him his credit when he comes out and performs at a high level. And this is the Mikal Bridges that we all been waiting to see. You know what I'm saying? Nobody dislikes Mikal Bridges. I think, you know what I'm saying, a lot of players in the NBA get it misconstrued and thinking that people don't like you. People want to see you succeed. There's a reason why the Knicks traded for him. It's not just because he playing with his best buds from college. It's because he performed at a high level and was a key piece on a championship run team, on the Phoenix Suns. When they went to the NBA championship and lost to Giannis, a key piece of that was Mikal Bridges, a great 3-and-D player. You know what I mean? So I think everybody was just waiting for that Mikal Bridges to return. It wasn't a knock on him. It was just, bro, when are you going to play at the potential that we believe you can play at? You know what I mean? So that's one thing that I struggle at sometimes, just with players in the NBA, of them, being mad at certain things where it's like you're not performing at the level that people expect you to perform at, bro. They hold you to a certain standard. You should be glad that they hold you to that standard. Because if you just play bad and nobody said anything, I guess that means you're just not good. You know what I mean? So I think it's a blessing, and I'm very, very glad to see Mikal Bridges going out there and balling and doing this thing, man. And then just the team as a whole, man. Karl-Anthony Towns out there looking like a point forward. You know what I mean? The team in general, man, is just, like, I don't know if it's just me, but when you watch the Knicks play, you have a sense of just, like, they're just having fun. Like, they're well connected. It's a well-run oil machine. And I think you haven't seen the Knicks like this in a long time. And I think the league should be scared, you know what I mean, for what they're going to do coming up next. I mean, didn't beat the Pistons during the season. I'm pretty sure they probably don't want to see the Pistons. But the way the Knicks have been playing, the Knicks weren't playing like this during the NBA season when they played the Pistons. So, yeah, the Pistons did have their number, but the Knicks weren't this good. And I think a lot of people were saying, I watch, a lot of people online talk about, how the Knicks were playing at a certain point in time. And it's funny because Jalen Brunson came out and talked about how they were just well connected from inside, just worried about what they needed to do to be the best Knicks team that they could be. And I think by them doing that, they've reached a level of playing together and playing at the peak of their games together. And I think that's what we're all seeing now. We're seeing a team that's just well connected, and they know where each other is going to be, that they know how to play. They're well connected on defense. They're in the help lanes. They're talking. They're communicating. These are certain things that I tell people when you watch a basketball game they need to watch. all the high flying and all that stuff is nice. It's spectacular. But you have to watch body language. You have to watch how people carry themselves, how people talk towards their teammates, because that shows how well connected they are. When you see the Knicks, they're out there having fun, man. They're playing in the YMCA. So just love to see what I'm seeing from the Knicks, man. I'm excited to see that next series, man. They're gonna get the chill for now, though. They're gonna get the chill. I have a great feeling. Now I could be wrong. I have a great feeling that Pistons series is gonna go 7. Now I'm not gonna say it is, but I have a great feeling it's either gonna go 7 or 6. I don't see it ending in a gentleman's sweep. I just don't. I do see the Pistons losing tonight. Okay, I do. Now if they win tonight, the gentleman's on the way. All right, I'll be real with y'all. But my prediction is that they will lose tonight. I think the Cavs will come out there, and I think they're gonna win. And you know, they say role players play better at home, so you know, I'm expecting that from the Cavs. James Harden had a great game in the last game. And just while we're on that, we might as well jump into that because that was the topic I was going to get to today anyway. The Cavs, man, they're looking to tie up the series, and you know, it's just been a weird series. Like, this is one of those series that I don't understand this series because I don't feel like any team has shown their dominance in this series yet. I feel like the Pistons have always kind of left the door open for the Cavs to come back, and I think the Cavs have a great chance, you know what I'm saying, coming back here tonight and tying up the series and heading back to Detroit. I think the main thing for Detroit tonight is getting back to just having great ball pressure. I think those first couple of games, the ball pressure was magnificent, just all over the players and doing what they needed to do to be able to stop people. Well-connected machine, kind of like I said with the Knicks. The Pistons got to get back to just that hard-nosed defense, that not just sliding our feet, but getting up in people's chests and making sure that they feel us and understanding that you have to be tough to be able to remain on the court with us. You know what I mean? And that's what it comes down to with a team like the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? They don't overpower you with talent. You know what I mean? They don't have the most talented guys in the world, and they just have guys that know how to play basketball the right way and that move the ball the right way and that play defense the best way. You know what I mean? And that are everywhere all over the court. They're flying around. They're communicating on defense. That's what their identity is. They have a defensive team, and that's how they should win. And if they win the championship, that's how they're going to win a championship. They're not going to win a championship by Tobias Harris dropping 25, 30 a game. It's just delusional to think that. And I love what Tobias Harris is doing right now, being a great player, you know what I mean, and doing things at a high level. But I think when it comes down to getting to the NBA championship and understand that there's 2 teams you're probably going to play when you reach there, and it's probably going to be either the Thunder or the Spurs. And those are 2 teams that are very, very good. Okay, and the Thunder, the team that won the championship last year, they're the best team in the world. Until, you know, my pick to win the championship is the Spurs. So I'm expecting the Spurs to, you know, dethrone them this year. But we will see. The Spurs, you know, we're going to get to them. We know what's going on with them. But, you know, when it comes down to the Pistons, man, you need to be more consistent. They should not have lost game 3. That was a game that they really should have won. Cade kind of got going late. You know, I expected more from him early. I expected Cade to come out today looking for a kill shot and looking to come out here and understand that if we win this game, I get to go back to Detroit, back to my home, the Motor City, you know what I mean, and close up the series with a nice little gentleman sweep. So, and when it comes to the Cavs, man, I don't really talk too much about the Cavs because the Cavs are just too weird to me. No consistency with their team. James Harden finally came alive. Says he doesn't listen to the media. We all know that that's a lie, brother. But he has to perform. I mean, this is not rocket science when it comes to James Harden. He has to perform at a high level. And James Harden is so funny to me, right? Because he'll come out and he'll say, I want to win, right? But then he'll say stuff like, oh, this is just basketball. Bro, you got to make your mind up what you want to do, man. People that want to win don't say this is just basketball. You trying to win an NBA championship. And that's what you want to do. You need to get some of that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander aura type of vibe going on. See, Shea Gilgeous, when he talk, he mean business. He ain't just He ain't playing around because he understands what it takes to reach the mountaintop. James Harden, you have to get in the mindset. And with James Harden, I don't think anything has to do with skill in the play. I think James Harden is one of the most skilled basketball players I've ever seen, bro. But the issue is his consistent level of play in the playoffs has been a level of bad basketball. He's been consistently bad. In a big game, it's to the point now we don't expect James Harden to play well. And I think James Harden has been taking it to heart too much when it's like, bro, James, we want you to win. Like, Cleveland brought you there because they expected you to be a better Darius Garland in order for them to win, because they didn't think Darius Garland was a good playoff performer. They expected you to take them over the top. So it's like, you could say whatever you want to say about the fans and the media and how the narrative on you is whatever the case may be, but the team you're literally on brought you there in order to do what all the fans and the media want you to do, which is perform well in the playoffs and make the NBA championship. And I think this year is it's as wide open as it's ever been. You know what I mean? And for a guy like me, you know, I'm one to always say I was horrifically wrong. I was horrifically wrong on how well I thought the Celtics were. Like how good of a team I thought they were. My fault. I didn't word that the right way. I looked past the fact that the Celtics did not have a center. Okay? And I think a lot of people in the media did, and a lot of people in the media need to come out and say that we were wrong, because a lot of us looked at that Celtics team, we didn't see much of a flaw. We thought that Celtics team was going to the championship. So, if anybody tells you any different, they're lying. Okay? Nobody picked the Knicks to go to the championship. I didn't hear it. I don't even think Stephen A. Smith picked the Knicks to go to the championship, and he's a Knicks fan. He probably thought Boston was going to come out the East, if I'm being real. I don't think a lot of people expect the Knicks to go. Now, do I think a lot of people want the Knicks to go? Yes, I would love to see the Knicks in the finals. I think the NBA is better when Knicks basketball is good. If the Knicks go to the finals, do you know how good that is? The finals is in the Mecca. We have a guaranteed 2 games. Guaranteed to watch in the finals from the Mecca. A blessing. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to this Cavs and Pistons series here, you guys, we're going to see tonight what the Pistons are made of in terms of winning tough games. Like, to me, this is kind of a closeout game. It's not a closeout game because, of course, if they win, they don't win the series. But to me, this game right here is the series. I think whoever wins this game will probably win this series. That's just honestly what I believe. You know what I mean? I think the Pistons are going to win the series. But I definitely think whoever wins this game is going to win the series. Now, even if the Pistons were to lose tonight, do I still think they're going to win the series? Yes, because I'm not going to change my prediction. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to stand on my prediction. That's one thing you're going to notice about equal opinions. We stand on predictions here. Our takes are not fluid, okay, over here on this side. You have to stand on your opinion and admit when you're wrong. And that's the problem with today's media, is that nobody can admit when they're wrong. The opinion always changes. See, we're not doing that over here at Equal Opinions. It's your opinion. You have to stand on it. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. You come out and say you were wrong. Moving on to last night. Just a hell of a game. Hell of a game. Wemby getting taken out or taking himself out. You know what I mean? It definitely sucked for just fans and everybody that wanted to watch. But what he did, I mean, is just no place for it in the game, bro. You can't elbow people, bro. Definitely don't think he should get suspended. As we see now, he didn't get suspended. But, yeah. Just a stupid play. I think Wemby will learn from it. I think he's definitely going to have a big game, next game going home. Because I think this game, but this game was very, very similar to the type of game that the Pistons have tonight. You're on the road. You're up 2-1. You win this game, you're going back home with a chance to close. That's the game you want to win. Because you did your job already. You stole one on the road, right? The only problem with the Spurs, right, in this situation is that the Spurs lost that first home game. So they needed to win last night. Very, very bad. They needed to win last night. So by them not winning last night, it kind of put them back in the same hole they were already in, but they're in a good space because it's 2-2. You know what I mean? So now it's best of 3, and we have 2 games on our home court. We'll take our chances, and we have Wembanyama coming back next game. He's not suspended. We'll take our chances. I still like the Spurs to win this, but last night showed me they have a lot of growth to do. And like I was saying, you guys, they have a lot of growth to do. Okay? Last night, that is just not something that should happen. You're elbowing people in the face, man. You have a series in which you're up 2-1, because right now the series should be 3-0. I don't know what happened to y'all in that first game. Y'all came out there, got barbecue chicken by Terrence Shannon Jr., Jaden McDaniel. I mean, Anthony Edwards playing with one knee. Barbecue chickening y'all in the fourth quarter. Wemby shooting threes, thinking he's Steph Curry. You're 0 for 8, brother. Go in the paint and post somebody up. So I don't know what went through y'all head in that first game, but y'all snapped out of it and smelled the coffee in the next 2 games we saw. So last night I expected more of the same, which is why I picked the Spurs to win the series. The Spurs are just a better overall team than the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves don't match up well with the Spurs. I don't believe that they do. And I think by Wemby taking himself out of the game with that foolishness, I mean, you just gave the Timberwolves the game last night. I mean, if I'm Chris Finch, I'm just looking over at the guys saying, I mean, guys, you notice, and I was telling my homie last night, you notice it's a 7'6" guy out of the game. Y'all want to go to the lane and shoot some layups? Yeah, I see y'all still shooting. Y'all think y'all Steph Curry and shit. That's cute. That's cute. Go to the fucking lane. Excuse my language. Go to the lane. And that's what they did for the remainder of the game, and they won the game as they should. Take advantage. I don't take any credit away from the Timberwolves. You still got to win the game. De'Aaron Fox was playing well down the stretch. Castle playing well down the stretch. Even Vassell playing well down the stretch. I mean, Harper, man. Dylan Harper, man. That's going to be a bad, man. The league is not ready for how good that kid going to be. He's a rookie. He don't even look like a rookie out there. I would think he's been in the league a couple of years. He don't look like a rookie out there. So, you give all credit to the Timberwolves, but this has more to do with the Spurs, man. I mean, this might have... If y'all lose the series, this game will be the reason why, because I don't think that Anthony Edwards had his Anthony Edwards game yet. I don't think Anthony Edwards is fully comfortable with that knee yet. I think he's getting there, and I think last night helped him get closer to that point. But I think coming up is going to be some of Anthony Edwards' best games. As good as I think that Wemby is, Anthony Edwards doesn't need to go to the paint to drop 30. He can shoot jumpers and threes and post people up. So he doesn't really need to go in the lane. You know, of course it's a higher percentage shot, but he can shoot jumpers the whole game and give you 35, 40 efficiently. And, you know, I still think the Spurs are going to win this series. Like I said, I'm not one of those guys that overreact off one game. I think the Spurs lost last night because Wemby got ejected. I'll tell you that right now. Now, I don't take anything away from the Timberwolves, like I said, but if Wemby plays, do I think the Timberwolves win that game? I just don't. Yeah. As much Cornette played well, too. Like, I don't want people to attack Cornette and say that, like, no, he's just not as good as a rim protector. He's 7'6". You guys, like, Wemby is he's an alien, okay? He's 7'6". We can't expect Cornette to come into the game and do what Wemby does. It's just delusionalness. Cornette, great player, man. I love what he brings. One of the best backup centers in the league. I love what he brings to the table. But at the end of the day, to expect him to come in the game and do what Wemby does and to pick up right when Wemby left off and rim protect, like, it's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? Did his best. Really, really played well. But, you know, he's not Wemby, and we can't ask him to be that, and it's the reason why Wemby is Wemby. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, glad the Timberwolves were able to get, because the Timberwolves lost that game last night. Like, that's just, that would have just been crazy. You can't lose a game in which Wemby goes out. The other team loses their best player, and you still lose the game, which they were very, very close until Ant took over there at the end, and then they had Nas Reed get a couple timely buckets and stuff like that. So they did with it enough enough to win the game. They started going to the lane instead of Naz Reid kept shooting that corner three. And he knocks it down. But, bro, attack, man. I mean, my goodness. It's a reason they call you Big Jelly, bro. Put the ball on the floor and put it in the hole. Like, I don't know why y'all consistently come down and jack up jumpers. But, hey, the game's over. Y'all won the game. You know, I just want to see Minnesota be more aggressive. After that first game, Terrence Shannon and them came out and they said, oh, we're going to be more aggressive. We're going to keep with the same aggressiveness. We're not scared of him down there. Y'all look scared of him. Okay? Before he went out last night, I didn't see too much people going in that paint. And for all of y'all wondering, oh, Wemby hasn't been getting blocks. Oh, no. Wemby been there. He's had a lot of potential blocks. They just ain't been shooting it because they scared of getting blocked. And this is for people that's watching the game. Now, if you don't watch the game, you're not going to notice. Highlights is not going to tell you this story here. You got to watch the game and see how guys are going to the lane and making about faces and U-turns when they get to the paint and see Wemby right there and make business decisions and say, oh, yeah, he is 7'6". What I'm going to go in and do, right, is I'm going to turn around here and I'm going to pass it to my teammate because what he's going to do is send my shot all the way to the moon. 12? How much blocks he had that first game? And y'all tell me y'all going to keep driving? Brother, it is delusional to think that you just going to keep driving to a lane knowing that this dude right here done blocked my shot 5 times in a game. I mean, your mental just won't allow you. I mean, how much more blocks you want me to get? But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and end off with the NBA draft lottery. You know, it went off with the Wizards, Jazz, Memphis Bulls, Clippers, Nets, Kings, Hawks, Mavs, Bucks, Dubs, Thunder, Heat, Hornets. Which is crazy. Like the Thunder might win the championship this year and have a top 14 pick. Like that's like how is that not crazy, y'all, bro? Like that does not sit well with me as an NBA fan. Like these guys might win the finals or let alone not even they're going to the Western Conference Finals because they're going to sweep the Lakers tonight. But they're going to be in the Western Conference Finals. If they make the finals, like, you guys, this isn't crazy to you guys? See, last night, everybody's worried about the Wizards. I don't care about the Wizards, man. And I'm from D.C. I don't care about the Wizards because the Wizards have showed me over years that they're idiots. I don't like... Oh, my goodness, bro. It gets to a point for me, man. What I'm trying to understand in life, right, is how Anthony Davis, who I rock with Anthony Davis, this has got nothing to do with you as a person, AD, and you as a player. Okay, great guy, great player when you're on the court. Okay, so what I'm confused by is all these fans and all this stuff saying that the Wizards have Anthony Davis and Trae Young and all this different stuff. When Anthony Davis barely plays. So he got traded to the Mavericks for Luka Doncic. Do any of y'all know how much games he played? Go look it up. I ain't gonna tell you. I want you to look it up. And after you look it up, I want you to wake up and smell the coffee. Because that should awaken you on why I don't believe in Anthony Davis and the Wizards. Okay? Now, do I believe that the Wizards are gonna do bad with this pick? No, because you can't do any bad in this draft. Any player that you pick in this draft, damn near, especially the top 5 players, it's a pretty good pick. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong picking A.J. Debance to Darren Peterson. I mean, you got the number 1 pick. I mean, you're not going to be wrong in choosing any of those guys. These are 2 great players. You know what I mean? Who I think should be at least stars in the league. I don't know about superstar, but at least, you know what I'm saying, little stars in the league. Right? The issue I have with the Wizards is, why do they consistently go get these old farts that can't play, okay? Because as you've seen, I know a lot of y'all like Trae Young. There's a reason why the Hawks traded Trae Young, and all of a sudden the Hawks in the playoffs. I mean, y'all have to read between the lines here and stop being delusional. Trae Young isn't that guy. He ain't been that guy for a while, man. And what I'm trying to understand here is, I hear a lot of people talking about playoffs and stuff. Man, the Wizards need to learn how to win 30, 40 games, man. If I'm the Wizards this year, my goal this year is, can we win 30 to 40 games? We're not even worried about the playoffs. Can we win at least 20 games? Like, what can we do? Like, can we show that we can win a couple games here and there? Because all these people, I mean, it's nice, it's cute. You're talking about Anthony Davis, cute stuff, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Davis a play. So it looked nice on paper, Anthony Davis and, Trae Young and AJ DeBon's son. Ooh, you got all the young guys, Kalobi and Sar and Keyshawn George, and you know what I'm saying? They looked good last year, and you got Anthony Davis don't play, man. And what is so mind-boggling to me is, all of a sudden now, Anthony Davis is on the Mavericks, and he was on the Lakers. He was street clothes AD. All of a sudden, he comes to the Wizards, and now he's healthy. Stop this nonsense, man. Keep telling y'all. Stop your nonsense, man. Stop your nonsense. Right? Moving on. This is the last thing we're going to end up with here. What did y'all really like about the draft lottery? I think the biggest loser of the lottery is definitely the Indiana Pacers, who have one of the worst records in the NBA this year and didn't even land the top 14 pick. I think that's just crazy. Like, you know what I mean? But that's what happens when you make all these trades and they didn't land in the top 4. If they didn't land in the top 4, that means the Clippers got their pick. Anybody that don't know that, just do your research. I believe that's the reason why the Clippers ended up getting that pick, is because they had to be a top 4 pick for Indiana to obtain the pick. So that's what the deal was in the trade. But man, just sucks for Indiana, man. I mean, you would hope to get a top pick, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like this whole Tyrese Halliburton Achilles year just went to waste, man. But one team I would definitely say that I'm very, very happy for is Memphis, because I think Memphis definitely deserve a second chance, man. We're just building a great team around a star. I know y'all love Ja Morant. I mean, bro, Ja Morant don't take basketball. He don't take basketball serious. If y'all haven't noticed that yet, he doesn't. Anybody arguing online about how, they can't make gun celebrations and do all this stuff, man, you got to wake up, bro. You worried about a celebration. Bro, the players that you're supposed to be, your peers, that you're supposed to be on their level, Ja, nobody respects you on that level anymore, man. And you could say people are delusional. You could say people are haters. Bro, you don't perform. You've yet to become a great three-point shooter. I mean, Ja, we expected so much of you. And it's the same thing like I said with Mikal Bridges. I'm not saying Mikal Bridges is the level of player that Ja Morant is. I'm saying that we expected you to play great. So when you don't, it's a problem. And we look at that and we say, why isn't this player performing at the level which we expect him to play? Then we bring in all the different reasons why. So I always find it funny when NBA players come out and say the media is hating. When, brother, you haven't been performing what happened to you performing at the level that you're supposed to perform at? Because the Memphis Grizzlies didn't pick up Ja Morant and draft him in order for him to come into the league and get suspended for guns and be doing all this foolishness and pointing red lasers. That's not why you were drafted. Hey, man, NBA YoungBoy, he probably looking for recruits. If you want to be outside, Ja, you rich now, bro. You could go do that. But you want to be in the NBA, you're going to be a professional. This is the National Basketball Association. This is for professionals, man. You have to come out here and be a professional and perform. You think people hating on you. Ja, people want to see you succeed. We want to see. Ja Morant is so good at basketball. I miss watching Ja Morant split traps and dunk on people. like every time he jump, you like, oh, somebody make a business decision. So, Ja, can you get back to that? Because I don't know what the Grizzlies are going to do with you this offseason, man. They might trade you because they have a top 3 pick, man. They really don't need you anymore. The basketball gods then finally blessed them. I just got to like my different points that I wanted to get to when it comes to the draft lottery. I had another video that I'm going to make in response to the NBA draft lottery that I want to actually touch on each team and team needs. So that's why with this, I kind of just got to different teams that I feel like people will want to hear me speak on. Golden State, not enough high enough pick to get Giannis. That's the only thing that I was worried about when it came to the Dubs is how high would the pick be? Can anybody secure Giannis? So, yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I ain't going to wrap y'all up too much, man. Definitely excited for these games tonight. I was going to talk about the Thunder, but why talk about that, you guys? The Thunder are going to sweep the Lakers tonight. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hasn't even had a good game, and they're beating them by 20. AJ Mitchell looks like prime James Harden. I mean, I don't know what I'm watching. 10 assists, no turnovers. I mean, equal opinions, man. I love y'all, man. I'll talk to y'all later, man.